The Argon GTL, sitting here looking like the Airwolf of gyroplanes, powered by a Rotax 915 IS, and today's focus in this episode of the Experimental Aircraft Channel.
My name is Raul Salazar, and I'm from Blades Oremy, and we're here in Bulgaria Airport X59.
Awesome. And what is the newest addition? Well, first off, explain to everybody all that you do here and the different aircraft that you either import or manufacture.
Well, Blades Oremy import aircraft from Italy, from Claudio Pagotto. We have the Skyblazer 1, and we have the Spring Light and the regular Spring. The Skyblazer is two-seater, tandem, and the other two are single. One has two-stroke, the Spring Light, and the other one is a regular one with the single-seater with 912. But the line that we're selling the most is the Argon 915.
Okay, so you're the U.S. importer?
I'm the U.S. representative and importer.
Okay, and where does this hail from?
These aircraft come from Poland.
All the way from Poland.
All the way from Poland.
Tell us about what is it and what is it equipped with?
Well, this one comes with a 915, 141 horses. Is the brand new, is the first one in the US. It's called the Argon GTL, Grand Turismo Long. And we have a new design. We made a lot of changes. The first thing that you will see on this one is the new instrument panel. It's a smaller, nicer, more aerodynamic too, and it doesn't take a lot of space, so you have more view.
Okay, so I've seen a few gyros in my time. This is the first that I've seen that is this wide, this big. So what was the design goals with this particular gyro?
Well, the design goals for this one is that we wanted to have a gyro that allow us to take some cargo, that it was longer. So this one allows you to put, at least in the back, in between 10 to 50 to 20 pounds, a small bag, two of them, or you can put 10 and 10, and then you can use the windlets as a storage too. It has a bigger tank as a regular Argon 915. It's 31.5 gallons, so it gives you a longer flight time. Okay, it is a nice gyro from the point of view of comfort, in terms of this wider cabin, so you don't have elbow fight as you have in some of the other ones that are in the market. Also, the seat had 3 positions, and depending on how tall is the person, we have the ability to make changes, and instead of having 3 positions, up to 4 positions on the chair. This particular model has the ability to remove the controls on the passenger side. On these gyroplanes, what we did is we changed the pilot side. Instead of being on the right side, we put it on the left because of the torque and the roll that this engine produced. And also by putting it on the right, we had to put a lot more or a bigger ballast that on this one we don't have to.
So how much weight, what is the useful load of this particular aircraft?
Maximum load is 1320. If we put, because we want to register under the experimental, but it can go to 1550.
The design limit is 1550?
Yes.
Okay. Now, one of the things walking around that I couldn't help but notice is the fuel on this, 31.7 gallons.
Yes.
Who in their right mind can fly, what is that, 6 hours?
6 hours.
6 hours.
6 hours.
Are you equipping this with a little John for a P-brake in the air, or?
No, I'm trying to convince the manufacturer to create a P-tube.
We are partnering with great companies like Dynon Avionics at dynon.com, Clemens Insurance at clemensinsurance.net, The Aviators Clinic at aviatorsclinic.com, Foxtrot 95 Calhoun County Airport at flyfoxtrot95.com. Take a moment to go visit their websites at the links found below in the description of this video. And visit our website at experimentalaircraftchannel.com for events, Our video library arranged in easy-to-find playlists on specific topics, affiliate products, aviation merchandise, and so much more. All right, let's talk gyro talk for a second here, right? What is one of the main things that differentiates a gyrocopter to a helicopter, and especially this kind of curved cable that's going up?
Well, number one, this is not a power rotor.
Okay.
Okay. The only power that you will get is when you do the pre-rotation, and that happens because of the flexible shaft that we use, and engages when you press a lever inside or pull a lever inside of the cabin, and it will engage the pre-rotator.
Okay.
One of the things that we did with this gyro is that because it's a little longer than the other ones and it has also windlets, we have a longer rotor now on this one. The regular one is 8.6 and this one is 8.8.
So what is the startup procedure on a gyrocopter? Just what kind of walk us through, and including getting the rotor spinning?
Well, let's say that we're going to take that runway that is there, 10. So usually what we end up doing is we call in the radio and we say, Blue Gyro taking runway 10 with 1 minute delay for pre-rotation.
Okay.
And we'll get into the runway, we'll specify that we're pre-rotating, and we'll engage the pre-rotation. We say 1 minute, but in reality on this gyro it will take only 20 seconds. Okay.
So you pull a lever inside and
pull the lever inside.
That puts friction on this wheel here.
Yep, like that.
And goes up the shaft and starts spinning the rotor.
It starts spinning the rotor. So, and then what you do is when you get to 180, because this one has a longer rotor, there is no need to go to 200. When it gets to 180, you release the pre-rotator, release, move the stick back, release the brake, and power to cruise, probably 4,200, and that'll get you going down the runway.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong, the difference between fixed wing and rotorcraft, right, is that you don't mess with the throttle a lot, correct? Once you usually fly around at 100% to 90% power?
On the fixed wing?
Well, on a helicopter?
In here you are messing with the throttle the majority of the time.
Are you? Okay.
Yeah. We don't take off with full power, it just will be crazy. You get it in such a way that you get the rotor RPM when it gets to 300, the nose is going to want it to lift, and as soon as it's there you hold it and add the additional power to lift from the ground. Then you're going over the runway, increasing your speed to get to climb speed, the best climb, which is 65, and then you put it on 65 climb attitude and add a little more power and you go all the way to 400 feet.
Okay. And what are the speeds of this? What do you start? I know you said earlier, we talked off camera, depend on your headwind, just like any other aircraft.
Yeah,
but
it's not a.
Let's say at zero wind, what is like your rotation speed, cruise speed, max
well,
speeds?
remember, it's not a rotation speed because on the plane you're gonna do this. In the gyroplane you already have the stick back.
Okay.
And then the only thing that you're moving is a little, and start moving in such a way that you get the nose up. So, but this one, no wind, will take in between 400 to 700 feet, depending on the load. If it is almost max out, it will take close to 700, 800. If it is more wind, then it will take a smaller distance to take off. So on this gyro, to get in, it's a little different than the other one, but it's a lot more, it's a lot easier sometimes. So you're gonna use your right leg and put it behind or around the stick, sit, and put your other leg inside. This strap that you see here is the rotor brake. The only time that you're going to take it off is when you're going to pre-rotate and you're on the runway. So you will keep the stick forward and then you remove it and store the strap.
All right, so now we're in here. Let's go through some of the startup procedures and flight procedures.
Well, on this gyroplane, one of the things that you have is we change the key. So it's a little bit different than the other one that we have. The other one, you just turn on the master and then turn on the line A and line B, line A and line B, and then you can press a button and start. Just give it a little throttle. This one is a little bit different. The master key is inside the glove. So you're going to turn it on. Okay. Then you go to this one and turn it on like that, and you are going to wait for the instrument to initialize. The other thing that we changed in this gyroplane is that now we managed to find an instrument that it has a radio, transponder, and ADSB out in one single one. So we're saving a little more space than what we used to have in the old ones, or in the previous version, that we end up having radio, transponder, and then a box inside or something different to get the ADSB. One of the things that I didn't say that you need to remember as soon as you get into a gyroplane, before you start anything, make sure that you put the parking brake.
Okay.
Because you can be rolling down the runway as soon as you start the engine if you're not careful. Okay?
You got your head down in the cockpit messing around, all of a sudden you've rolled 20 feet into an airplane.
Yeah, into something like that. So the rule has always been, as soon as you get in, put that parking brake on. Okay? So then what you do is you check line A, line B. So by putting the key, and automatically the pump is going to start. And we're taking line A, you see it went off. Then we'll put it in A and B. Now we'll go to B, line A will light up, line B will go off. So we did the check. Then we'll put it in both, and then wait for line A to go off. Now we're going to be ready to start.
All right, and for anybody who's haven't been around helicopters or gyrocopters, explain the pedals and the stick actions.
Well, the stick is to maintain a coordinated flight, your turns and everything. When you're on the ground, is to make changes, you know, turn to the left or to the right. But when you're flying, it's just to keep coordinated flight. And the stick is the one that allows you to go to the left, to the right. And if you want to climb, then you give it throttle. If you want to descend, you take the throttle and lower the nose a little and start descending, or you can keep the nose where it was and you start descending. So depending on how you work or what the type of flying that you're trying to do. Be aware that on the gyroplane, some things happen and it's not going to happen as fast as in a helicopter. If you make minor changes in between 3 to 4 seconds for those changes to take effect. Okay, so just little changes, you have to wait. Don't think there is a helicopter, you move all of this and something will happen. Not in a gyroplane. It's not
like an acrobatic performer here.
No, you make it a little change, you just wait for that little change, a little adjustment, just wait. Otherwise, you're going to keep chasing the aircraft.
Will this be a good time for you to mention that you do instruction in these as well? Yeah,
I am also an instructor for gyroplane. And I teach on the Argon, on the Skyblazer, on the Air1, on the ELA gyroplanes, as well as on the Autogyros.
All right, now the real important part. How do I buy one of these and what's the lead time and all that stuff?
Okay, one of the things that we're doing in Poland, working with Chris in Manufaktura Lotnicza, is that we're trying to make bodies for not only the regular one, but for the GTL in stock. So when somebody requests a gyroplane and buys one, it doesn't have to wait at least 4 months. It has to wait at least maybe 3 to 2.5. And sometimes the reason for the wait is not because this is not ready, it's because we gotta wait for the engine.
So what are the different tiered options with this and what are the price points?
You have the small one, which is an Argon 915 IS, and they start at 130. And if you start adding features like I want metal pane, I want Dynon, either or Canardia, or then the price will increase.
Different avionics packages.
Different avionics package. We have 3, from Garmin to Dynon to Canardia. So the price will change. On that option also, you have the ability to put autopilot, which, hey, some people want it, it's what they get, you know. So the range on that one is in between 130 to 165 when you put everything. You have the ability, which I tell some of my customers not to get it, to get the tail in carbon fiber, which is not going to make the gyroplane fly better. The only thing is that they take more time because now the carbon fiber is exposed. This is carbon fiber, but it's painted. It's the other one, they gotta get the nice layout and then do the clear coat. So it takes a lot more work, so you're gonna spend a lot more money. The same is true for this one. You can have it with carbon fiber. They also may want full carbon fiber in the body because somebody wanted to have it like that.
As far as naked carbon fiber?
Naked carbon fiber. The entire body is carbon fiber. And we're back. So the next option, instead of the Argon 915, you got the Argon 915 GTL, which is this one. Okay, it's the longer. It has more storage, more cabin capacity. You have the ability to put a small luggage in the back. And it has 31.7 gallons. The other ones are only 1.5. So the range from this one is in between $165 all the way to $200,000 plus the shipping. And again, you can put anything you want. You have all the options. I try to tell my customers not to put a lot of things because the more things you put, the more expensive it's gonna get. And some things are really, they're not gonna use it.
Sure. Well, let's talk about the elephant in the room for just a second. Why is there no rotor on this one?
Oh, because we haven't had the time to put it together, number one. And number two, because of what we have, it takes 3 people to mount it. It's really heavy, has a lot of inertia, and I don't want to break my back.
So this one is fresh off the boat. It just arrived.
Yep.
And I happened to capture you before you even had a chance to put it fully together.
Yep, the Dart is coming tomorrow. It took us 2 weeks just to finish it.
All right, well, thanks for the tour around the Argon today. It's brand new to me as well. Learned a lot today. How can somebody get in touch with you to find out how they can purchase one?
Well, they can go to bladesoverme.com, the website, or they can send an email to info@bladesoverme.com. And on the website, you will have the phone number. And we are really quick on responding and sending the information back to anybody who really is interested in buying a gyro.
If you like rotorcraft, check out these episodes here on the Experimental Aircraft channel.